Avengers Endgame is killing it at the box office, and it's going to become one of the highest grossing films of all time. There are plenty of viewers who think the movie is an ultimate swan song to the first 10 years of the MCU, but there are also those who are disappointed, maybe even to the point they didn't like the movie. Who are these people? Well, we're not going to mention any names, but we will tackle some of the popular criticisms surrounding Avengers Endgame in this video. So spoiler warning, if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, obviously you don't want to watch this video. Go see it in the theater, come back and watch this. Also, be sure to like and subscribe to CinemaBlend and keep up with us for all the latest and greatest entertainment news. Number 1, Avengers Endgame is too long. Now, Avengers Endgame clocks in at over 3 hours, just a little bit over 3 hours. But still, Hollywood doesn't do a lot of these movies for a reason. People get antsy, they want to get snacks, they need to go to the bathroom. Now, I think that maybe some parts of Avengers Endgame could have been trimmed down. However, I think largely, as big an event this was, as much as we needed to see, I think it was actually fine with the runtime as is, but that's just my opinion, and obviously there are people who think it was way too long. Number 2, there's too much downtime. Avengers Infinity War was a non-stop action thrill ride. Even in the down moments, they didn't last long because you were popping right back into the action. With Avengers Endgame, it's start the movie, big battle, and then lull, little bit of a battle in between, lull, and it just kind of goes in that thing until we hit the massive big battle. It's awesome, but does it really justify all the conversations and downtime? That's a question people are asking. If you want a high volume of action, Avengers Infinity War may be the better choice for the average moviegoer. However, it's really hard to make that case, in my opinion, when you have that massive fight scene at the end. Number 3, Avengers Endgame requires a lot of Marvel knowledge to fully appreciate. If you're someone who's seen all the MCU movies or even someone who binged them prior to watching, you probably were like Captain America and Avengers, pointing to the screen and saying,
I understood that reference.
But even if you had only seen like maybe 6 or 7, you saw Infinity War, you saw all the Avengers films, this film would have had you scratching your head in a few places. Bottom line is, this movie has a lot of deep cuts, both to the MCU and the Marvel Universe in general. So I completely understand how that works, and the criticism that Endgame, while a great homage, isn't really a fantastic standalone movie in that regard. Number 4, Avengers Endgame's time travel is confusing. This is perhaps the biggest criticism fans have felt comfortable talking about since Avengers Endgame's release. Time travel can always create issues in storytelling, especially when the movie outright explains it's not going to follow the rules of traditional time travel, saying films like Back to the Future that are iconic and set clear, established, and easy to understand ground rules for time travel are a bad way to establish time travel in your universe, because needless to say, the MCU is going to have to explain this going forward, which looks like it might happen in Spider-Man with the tease of multiverses. Will it actually? We don't know. 5, Avengers Endgame's use of the Hulk is underwhelming. For all the people that got a lot of shine in Avengers Endgame, the Hulk wasn't one of them. I mean, he did get his moments. Obviously, he had the Infinity Gauntlet, and none of that would have been possible bringing everybody back without him. But we missed the massive shift between him becoming Professor Hulk. All of a sudden, he's Bruce Banner and the Hulk, and they're too afraid to work in Infinity War, and then we flash forward and he's dabbing in front of children. Everybody thinks he's a hero. What the hell happened? A great way to drive this point home. Hawkeye. We witnessed what he lost following the snap, saw the person he became afterward, and then saw how he reclaimed who he was as a hero in the process. We're getting lots of Hawkeye story. All I'm asking is that we find out what happened to Hulk between them and the adventures he had, because considering how sad everyone else is in the world, he's looking like he's doing quite well.
Oh, that's naked. He's very naked.
And finally, number 6, Avengers Endgame's deaths shouldn't even matter. Now, Avengers Endgame features 2 deaths when we lose Black Widow and Iron Man. Theoretically, the movie lays out how the MCU can bring neither of these back thanks to the properties of the Soul Stone. However, Gamora was snatched up from the past and brought back to the present, and now she's around in the MCU again. And Nebula killed her past self. Now, both of Thanos' daughters prove that we can bring Black Widow or Iron Man back from the dead rather easily, with it really having no impact on anything. But these are just a few of the criticisms people have with Avengers Endgame. If you have any criticisms you'd like to add or something you'd like to say about the ones raised in this video, put it down in the comments below. Also, be sure to like and subscribe to CinemaBlend's YouTube channel for great interviews, analysis on movies and television, and other great things.